This is a special city council meeting today to consider reissuing our mayor's declaration of local state disaster due to the tragic incident that happened at Robb School. This is necessary to align with the state and county, and I'm asking the city council to extend the disaster declaration for 30 days. This will allow the city of Uvalde to ask for the emergency services as they are needed. Then secondly, we want to be very clear. Our priorities are for the families who lost children and for the children who survived. There was another funeral this morning. This is sad, and we want to give these families the time that they need to grieve. And I'm sorry, but it's getting very frustrating for us. At every funeral, there's a reporter trying to stick a camera in a family's face or somebody else's, and we would ask that you give these people the respect to let them grieve for their families in peace. Uvalde is a strong community. As you can see, most of you here, this community has come together. We will continue to come together. When y'all are long gone, we'll still be here for these families in the long term. So please continue to pray for Uvalde and for the families that were affected in this community through the grief, the pain, and the healing process. So that's the statement I'm going to make there. We have one item on the agenda, and it's 4A, consider reissuing the mayor's declaration of local state of disaster due to emergency. So again, all we're doing is extending it to be in line with the county and the city, the county and the state, and it allows us to seek whatever emergency assistance we need.
Motion to approve item 4A.
Second.
Motion made by Councilman King, seconded by Councilman Balky. All those in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. Item 5, to have a motion for adjournment.
So moved.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. Look, for the press, I'll answer a few questions, but my biggest concern again is for these families. I don't have answers for you for the investigation. It's ongoing, and when we want the same answers that you do, and when we get those, we will share them gladly. But until then, I can't answer questions to where the investigation is, where it's going. I'm not privy to that. I'm not law enforcement. So if you got a bunch of questions for that, it's not going to happen. I don't have it.
Mr. Mayor.
One at a time. We'll take about 6 or 7 questions, and that's it.
That's it.
Adrian Toledo, NPR. Have you had any conversations with Mr. Arredondo, who I noticed is not here today, about whether his place on the city council that having taken the oath
Look,
is appropriate, whether you have confidence in his ability to serve this community after everything has been revealed about his role in the shooting?
Look, again, until the investigation goes there, but look, Peter Arredondo was elected by the people in his district. So it's up to his district and his people, and it's up to Mr. Arredondo to what he wants to do. I can't speak for him, and I'm not going to try to speak for
Why
him.
isn't he here?
I can't answer that.
So
I don't know.
Can you address why it is on the day that he was to be sworn in, you did not do that publicly?
Yeah, I did. I
Instead
will.
chose-
I have no problem addressing that.
Please address it.
I'll be glad to, because I didn't think we needed a great big pomp ceremony with people in here in gowns or different things swearing in people out of respect for these families. So we had 3 councilmen to swear in that day. We did it according to law. We did it just privately. We didn't have a big pomp and show out of respect for these families. I didn't even want to have this meeting today, but we have to extend this declaration.
Right.
Okay, that's.
Questions for NBC. Is Pete Arredondo still the school's chief of police?
You'll have to talk to the UCISD. He's not an employee of the city, and I can't answer that.
And did you make an effort to reach out to him personally to be at this meeting today?
I did not.
Mayor, ABC News, can you talk a little bit about the city's efforts right now in furthering this investigation? I know you talked about, for example, the DOJ coming in.
We've asked the DOJ to do a review of this investigation. They'll name a team. My understanding in talking to them, they'll name a team by tomorrow of who's going to lead that investigation. It would just be a review of the investigation that's going on. But let me be clear, I have the utmost confidence in the Texas Rangers. They've been very thorough. They've been very good. We had some missteps with the DPS releasing some facts and different things, but that wasn't the Rangers who are leading the investigation.
Can you
So you
elaborate?
blame the DPS?
Excuse me, hold on. Can you
I'm not blaming anybody, sir.
Yeah, can you just elaborate though on that statement about DPS? Can you help us understand what you mean by there were some missteps?
Well, we were told one thing one day, and the next day the narrative changed. You were told for a week that a teacher propped the door open with a rock, and at the end of the week, that story was gone too. That's the missteps I'm talking about. But look, I'm not here to try this. We want facts and answers just like everybody else. So, this is, we have to look at these families every day. And my heart breaks for them every single day, every moment. And, you know, like I said, we want the truthful answers. We want to be transparent, and we will when it comes out. We have nothing to hide.
Regarding transparency, Mayor, it's now been more than a week since there's been any public statement about this investigation. Is that acceptable to you?
No, it's not, but again, I don't control that side of it. You'll have to take that up with the district attorney. Again, I don't have that. We've asked for a briefing or something, but we're not getting it. So I mean, I've been told that they're law enforcement, and we're not gonna be entitled to it at this
Is it my
time.
understanding that you as the mayor have asked the DA for some sort of briefing and they've given you nothing?
I've asked everybody involved, sir, for a briefing at one point or another.
How does that make you feel?
It's frustrating, but again, I've been told I'm not law enforcement, but it makes me feel
You're the
real
mayor of this
frustrated.
community, sir.
I am the mayor of this community, sir, but I'm not a law enforcement officer, and the last thing I want to do is jeopardize their investigation, because I want the truth to come out.
So even your own city police chief can't give you a briefing on what happened?
I haven't asked him, sir. Again, I was asked to stay out of their investigation and not comment on it, and I'm not gonna talk about the investigation anymore, because you're asking me questions that I can't give you answers on.
Question, sir.
Yes, sir.
My name is Alfred. I'm one of the,
Yes, sir. My condolences to you.
I have lots of questions about the investigation, but just one question that I had that I don't know if y'all had the time to think about. Did y'all think about possibly canceling summer school sessions for the children that are still going to school? I have a stepson, and we had to hold him back out of classes that were starting today because he's scared to go to school and whatnot. So I was just wanting to ask, did y'all explore that option about canceling summer school sessions or?
Again, I don't have the authority to do that. It'd have to come from the school board or Superintendent Harrell. And I'll take 2 more questions, and that's it. If anybody has any more.
Mayor, you have parents here in the room. I mean, they obviously aren't getting any answers either. Is there something the city can do to help these
I'm asking
families?
every day, I promise you. I'm asking every day. And like I said, I'm asking the DA at least to come out and tell y'all, I have no comment for you or something, but to communicate something to you. So, I mean, and my condolences are to the families in the room. I mean, like I said, this is a tragedy, and like I said, I can't even imagine to walk in their shoes and what they're going through.
Mayor, one last question. When was the last time you personally communicated with Peter Arredondo?
I haven't communicated with Pete Arredondo in over a week and a half, and it was just he was on the stage with me when the governor was here, and to my knowledge, I can't remember talking to Pete.
That was the last time
Yes, sir.
when the governor visited.
Yes, sir.
So,
Understood.
just one, in terms of the families you talk about, have they been voicing their concern about law enforcement and police actions?
Sir, I have tried to respect the families at this time, and I haven't been going to them. Once they get through with their grieving and their due, I'm sure there'll be lots of questions they have, and if we can answer them, we will. Like I said, out of respect for them, I have left the families alone.
And you have full confidence in the police department of this city?
I have 100% confidence in my police department here. Look, I don't know the missteps that went on. Like I said, again, whatever makes the mistake, whether it's our agency or any agency involved, everybody's going to be accountable, and they're going to have to own whatever mistakes were made. And we'll be transparent with that.
Do you have full confidence in Arredondo as a council member?
Do what? I'm not going to speak to Pete Arredondo. He'll have to speak for himself. I'm not going to go there.
And just to double check, the police chief of the Uvalde department was on vacation during the shooting?
He was. The police chief had put his vacation in a month before. He left actually the Thursday before this happened. And he wasn't here, but he canceled his vacation and immediately took him a day and a half to get back on a plane through planes, but he came back immediately, but he was not here the day.
His assistant chief was at the school?
He was at the school, yes, sir. Well, he was acting assistant chief. He was acting assistant chief.
Wait a minute, unless he's right.
Yeah. He's a lieutenant on the police force. He was acting.
Do you have any indication of who's running the command structure of that?
No, I
You're not
don't.
talking in the investigation.
I don't have any of that. I would be misleading you there, and I don't want to go down that.
Can you tell us what you hope to
Last question right here.
accomplish with extending the emergency declaration? What will that accomplish for Uvalde?
Well, I mean, it enables us to still have these state services here, to get counselors here for these families, whatever they need, whatever assets these families need, or whatever assets are needed in the community, that we will have that ability to ask the state for it, and it will be here. Same thing with the county's done the same thing, and so is the state.